But I want to come at it a little different way. I'm a simple guy. I really am, and I like simplicity and I like clarity. That's it. I mean, it's simple for me. Make it simple and be very, very clear on what's happening. And for me, what Mr. Mufara did just, I don't know if it was a day ago or 2 days ago, I lose track of time like everybody else. What Mr. Mufara was doing is he was putting the old to bed. He was shutting the door, period. Now, was it interesting to hear all the things that went on? And Mr. Mufara went over a lot of those things. Yeah, it was interesting. But for me, shut the door, bring in the new, really. And I'll explain that in just a little bit. But I want people to understand what my mindset has been for the last 15 years. I've been doing this a long time, and so is Marty, so is Red, so is Dan Street. And for years and years and years, we would get into a program or business, and we would think, yeah, this is really really good. It's got a lot of popularity. We think it'll do great, and we would get in and we would do everything we could to be successful. Okay, and normally within, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, the business would go down the tube. And my attitude was shut the door, put it to bed, bring in the new, period. That business is dead. That was my attitude. And it was probably the attitude of Marty and Dan for a while. And then, and believe me, this happened year after year after year. I can't even tell you how many businesses I was in where we got to the end of it and said, shut the door, bring in the new, shut the door, bring in the new, baby. We're done with it. And then we got into to OnPassive, and we got to listen to Mr. Mufara. And the last 6 years, what Mr. Mufara has said, shut the door, put it to bed, bring in the new, right? Right? No, that's not what he did. In the past, when a business was died, it was dead. We were never going to go back into it. It was never going to come back alive. It was never going to do anything for everybody. And Mr. Mufara, what he did yesterday, yeah, he said, okay, we're going to put it to bed. We're going to shut the door and we're going to bring in the new. But he also explained that in that 6-year period, there were a lot of really, really good things that happened. Absolutely wonderful things that happened. And he's getting rid of the bad, he's getting rid of the ugly, but he's taken that what is good and he's bringing it into the new. Now, do we know what the new is? No, we don't. He hasn't shared that with us yet. And I know when people got off the webinar yesterday, they probably had a dozen questions on, okay, what's the new look like? Shut up. Just shut up. Mr. Mufara, he's going to bring that out when it's ready. And it's going to be ready when it's ready, and it's going to be perfect as he launches it. You don't have to worry about that. Mr. Mufara, he told us he is going to share all of that with us. But he's brought all the good stuff from the old. It's in the new. We are going to be seeing what the new looks like very, very shortly. This won't take long, guys. So here we are, right? Here we are. What do you do with your life? Right? I don't know when this thing is going to launch. Could be weeks, could be a month, could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be 9 months, could be a year. I don't know. Mr. Mufara hasn't shared that with us. He will, but he hasn't yet. So the timing, it's not irrelevant, but you have to take your life in your own control. You do what you need to do to get from point A to point B. And point A is where we're at right now. Point B is the launch of phase 2. You do whatever you have to do. You have to take control of your life. Now, the first thing I would say is start waking up every morning in gratitude. There is something in your life you can be you can have gratitude for. I don't know what it is. I can think of my own life, and I can think of a couple of dozen things. I wake up in the morning and I go, man, I am one lucky SOB. I really am. Because of the things that have happened because of Mr. Mufara, because of where we're going, because of phase 2. The next thing, you need to do whatever you need to do to get to point A to point B. Okay. This month, I will run out of money. Does that panic me? No, it doesn't panic me at all. And perhaps something happens this month. I don't know. Could be this month, 3 months, 6 months, 8, 9 months, whatever it is. But I'm going back to work. This is not a big deal. Work for me has always been a joy. And my attitude as I go back to work is I want to be a blessing for those individuals I'm working for. And here's how it works. I go to work. I do the best I can do. I try and be a blessing to people. As soon as that buzzer hits and I'm off work, where does my mind go? Goes to Mr. Mufara, goes to phase 2. There are things I know that I'm going to have to do, and maybe you haven't thought this far in advance. Maybe there are things you need to do that I can start thinking about today. And Marty and Dan and a few other people, they know what those things are. And they take a great deal of thought. You just don't go into them. You just don't do them. You have to think about them. But initially, I take care of my life. I take care of my family. I pay the bills. I go back to work with the anticipation that very quickly Mr. Mufara is going to tell us, boom, 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 we're there. And I know that's going to happen. I just don't know the time frame. I don't care. I've gone back to work. I have enough work for the rest of the year. I can work for probably 3 or 4 months and have enough money for the rest of the year. That's just me. It's because I'm an old bastard is the reason. I've learned a lot of things. I know how to do a lot of things. And that's what I do. If you're younger, it doesn't matter. Just go find a job. Just find a job. It doesn't matter because this thing is coming at us very, very quickly. So very, very simply, yeah, Mr. Mufara, he put the old to bed, shut the door, bring in the new. But it's so much more than that. As you listen to Marty, you understand what he's bringing from the old into the new. And Mr. Mufara told us in the last webinar, and I'll end with this, Collins. He said, whatever you think, whatever you believe, what's coming is so far better than what we've had. It is going to blow your socks off. I've been listening to Mr. Mufara for 6 years. I believe the man because he's never lied to me, ever, 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 ever. And I've been here a long time. So that's the simple explanation. That's clarity to me. And don't worry about the new. He's going to tell us all about that. And the old, put it to bed, shut the door, and let's move into the new, baby. That's where we want to be. That's it.